Well, hello and welcome to this week's episode. That I'm going to start with a question. Are you in a secret or very public ongoing war with your own body? If you nodded your head, I'm going to tell you are not alone, and this episode is for you, which is all about how to love your body now. My name is Terri Cole. I'm a licensed psychotherapist. I am a relationship expert and the founder of Boundary Bootcamp and Real Love Revolution. So I'm going to start this episode by telling you a personal story of my own experience with body love and body loathing. So starting with, I guess I was in my 20s, my late 20s. I was a talent agent working like a maniac, traveling all of the time, working in LA and in New York. I worked out all the time. No matter how much sleep I didn't get, I still went to the gym at like 6 a.m. I was really, really into sort of beating the battle of the bulge, right? I always kind of struggled with my weight a little bit, but I was super into doing whatever it took to not have that problem. I didn't eat well. I smoked cigarettes. I drank a ton of coffee. I did all of the things that you're not supposed to do to lose weight, of course, that don't sustain losing weight. But I really did not treat my body at that time like it was my friend, right? And then I got diagnosed with cancer in my early 30s. And I had this massive, massive shift in perspective because suddenly, at the age of 31, you don't usually have an experience that makes you really get dialed into your own mortality. And so I started really looking at how I was treating my body. What was I doing to my own body? And when the security, and it's really, for me, it was an ignorance, a belief that I would always be healthy, it would always happen to someone else. I was only in my early 30s. When that all came crashing down because of that diagnosis, my relationship to my body and to my health completely and totally changed. So, let's start with how you can change your relationship to your body if you are loathing your body and want to be loving your body. I'll share some things that I learned. Let's start with step one. You have to take a mental inventory of what is your relationship to your body. You know it already. You don't even have to write it down, but you could if you want to. What is your relationship? Are you hypercritical? Are you always finding the flaws rather than seeing what's beautiful and what's right about your body? So that's step one, is really taking a mental and emotional inventory of how you relate to your body on a daily basis. Number two, so here's the thing. So many people will say, when I lose the 10 pounds, I'm going to then date. After I lose the 15 pounds, the 50 pounds, the 5 pounds, the 12 pounds, whatever it may be for you, it's this I'll do it when mindset. So the second thing I really feel like you have to stop doing if you want to fall in love with your body is stop using it as an excuse to not live your life. I don't care what weight you are. You're perfectly fine to do whatever it is that you're not doing because of the weight, to do it now. Because the problem with this I'll do it when is that we have all of this unfair weight basically weighing on the losing the 8 pounds, the 50 pounds, the 90 pounds, whatever it is you need to lose or think you need to lose. And it puts all this pressure on it, which also, because we have other fears as humans, fear of success and fear of failure, right? What do I always say? Those are two sides of the same coin. And that coin is fear of change. So to remove some of that pressure that you're putting on yourself in this way, you're going to stop procrastinating living your life because of your body, right? Because that's you basically blaming your body for what you are and are not doing. And the third thing that I've really realized in my experience that I share with you, the cancer experience, was that you've got to focus on your health and not the size of your ass. That's the truth. We live in a time now where it's shifting the mindset about physical perfection and what that looks like, and the body positive movement and the self-love movement and the self-acceptance and self-celebration movements around accepting yourself where you are right now, loving yourself where you are right now, that's happening now, and that was not happening 25 years ago. So it's a really good time to focus on your health, because that's what creates longevity, right? It isn't having a size 8 or 4 or 6 ass. It's about what is happening within your physical system. So if you're overweight and that makes you unhealthy, instead of focusing on the fat itself or criticizing yourself, focus on how do you shift so that you are healthier. That would probably mean eating differently or whatever, but not from the point of view of punishment. Because when we do it from that place of punishment, it never lasts. Because who can punish themselves for the rest of their lives? And all of that mental negativity is punishment enough, don't you think? And that's horrible to deal with. The fourth step is to sort of separate out, if you've had a real tough go of loving your body and of treating your body well, I want you to separate out and think about your body as a child that you deeply, deeply love. So would you be okay with a 4-year-old that you adored sleeping 2 hours a night? Probably not. Would you be okay with a 15-year-old that you loved, living on caffeine and nicotine and not eating healthy food or eating fried foods or living on frozen yogurt? I don't think you would. So part of it is looking at the way that you are treating your body and asking yourself, would I be doing this? Would I be pulling this all-nighter? Would I be denying myself, depriving myself? Ample sleep, which is 7 to 8 hours a night for most people, if I were treating myself like a beloved child? And the answer would be no. So when it's hard to do it for yourself, sometimes removing it and even choosing a child that you love. I could choose one of my nieces, one of my grandkids, whoever, and say, would I think this was okay for Taryn? Would I want Taryn to be doing this? The answer would be, hell no, it would not be okay. So that's sort of a trick that you can use if you're finding it difficult to step up for yourself in the way that I know that you step up for other people that you love in your life. And the last thing is to focus on gratitude. Here's the thing about our bodies, you guys. There are so many miracles happening every minute, every second. The time that you've been watching this or listening to this, your body just keeps pumping your blood through your system, bringing it all the way through and back up to your heart. Your eyes blink. You don't have to think about it. It just happens. You breathe. This is how we're still alive. You just naturally breathe. Your body is so amazing. And you've got to really focus on being grateful for all of the things that are right with your body right now. Find gratitude, and not just gratitude for the superficial things. And yes, I think it's important to find things that you love about yourself to focus on, for sure. But it really is about the fact that what a privilege, what an honor, and how lucky are we that we walk around in these machines that just work on their own. And even when we abuse the crap out of them, they kind of still keep going. And yes, we get a wake-up call every now and then, like my cancer was for me. That was a wake-up call that it's not free. And that negative thoughts, hatred, loathing towards your body has an impact, because you guys all know this, we're all energy. So when you have this low vibration of anger or hatred for a body part, I used to focus so much on, there were things that I didn't like about my body for whatever reason when I was younger, and one of them was my legs. So I didn't like them. Why? Now I don't even know why, right? I thought they were fat, or I thought they were too thick, or whatever I thought. And I remember when I met my husband, when we were just dating, and I guess he'd seen my legs after we fooled around one time or whatever it was, and he said something like, wow, you have amazing legs. And it took me like a second, a beat, to really realize he wasn't making fun of me. I really thought for like a second, like, is this guy goofing on me? Wow, that would be not very nice of him. And when I realized that he truly meant it, I'd had enough therapy at that point, because I was in my early 30s, that I was able to, instead of convincing him how disgusting my legs were, that I could just sort of let it sit. And then I had this whole epiphany, like, what if I actually could experience that part of my body through Vic's eyes? What would happen? How would I feel? And you know what? I felt great about my legs. And then I stopped trying to convince people of what was wrong with my body. And that also shifted my own relationship to being super critical of my body. And keep in mind, you guys, I'm not talking about being in denial, right? I know if over the holidays, if I gain 10 pounds, and it's not critical, but to be comfortable, I'm going to want to probably lose those 10 pounds to be at my optimal health. But it's not the same as beating myself up about it, berating myself, being mean to myself, or pushing pause on everything else in my life until I lose those 10 pounds. You see what I mean? So I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about this topic. So please drop me a comment right here. If you like this, please share this episode with your friends and family, anyone who struggles with body love, body positivity, any of those issues, and there's such a myriad of issues that come with this. Please share it, because maybe something is in here that could help them. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing week, loving on your body, and as always, take care of you.